Watch this video. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Belated July. Happy 250. I should have brought down my 2 Arizona cans I decided to keep because the art was so cool and it had 250 on it. I'm willing to bet that in 50 years from now, that'll be worth $2 to someone, those cans. Trust. That's some cool art. I have left my hometown for maybe the last time, second to last time, before I will never see it again. I celebrated the 4th there. That was pretty cool. I was a big fan. I was a really big fan. I love the old timey parades. I love the goofy high school marching band that doesn't have field marching. We just do 3 days of boot camp, 3 days of the parade, and off we go. It's awesome. I personally would have hated band if I did field marching in my program. So I'm glad to grow up somewhere that didn't have that, wouldn't touch that, hated doing that in college, didn't want to do that, quite frankly. But yeah, happy 4th. Happy 4th. This is the basement dwelling Sigma with you today because I don't have an alias. But yeah. Yeah, so celebrated the 4th with some buddies, went on a fishing trip, saw my parents. Amazing time. Great time. Saw another one of my buddies. He's about to get married. Feels amazing. It really does. So we were driving back home after this trip, and one of these things came up, which was great. So we got a boy that is just a crazy Pokemon card fanatic. Just insane. Bro has everything. Bro literally plugged me once to give someone else like a birthday gift. Like, give me your cards because they love them the best. Like, and that worked perfectly. It worked perfectly. Um, so we talk about Pokemon, and this is where this is gonna go for a little bit, only for a little bit. Trust. I love Gen 6. Gen 6, great. Kalos, amazing region. I think that Gen 6 is so underrated. And I know you 1 through 5 purists that are like, only the 2D is really good. I get it. I get it. But give 6 some grace. I would actually even give 7 some grace. I think that those are some good designs. And those stick to their themes really well. And they're a lot more colorful. They're a lot more vibrant. But anyways, Kalos, favorite region. I love the theming being a little more like specific, and maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe I'm not well versed enough to say that, but I mean, 5 is based off New York, 6 is based off Paris, 7 is based off Hawaii. Couldn't really tell you what 1 through 4 are based off of. I know they're based off something, but whatever. But I'm here to say that Gen 2 is the worst generation ever. Well, besides the new games, 8, 9, and 10 don't count. They suck. We all know they suck. But canonically, if 1 through 7 were the only ones that existed, because they basically do, um, Gen 2 is the worst. I think Gen 2 has the most forgettable Pokemon to ever exist. I think that the legendaries, albeit not bad, aren't very interesting. They aren't interesting. We have Ho-Oh, who's cool. Ho-Oh is cool. Lugia, yeah, yeah, flying dolphin dinosaur looking thing. Whatever. I don't even remember the third one, to be honest. I was told the other day that Celebi was the mythical. Can't remember that. Don't remember that. Whatever. But yeah, I'm here to argue that. And a lot of my hatred comes from Chikorita being the worst starter. There's Sobble and all the new gens. No, not even. Yeah, Sobble and then gens 9 and 10. Those are all the worst of the worst. And then Chikorita is right after. Debatably worse than Grookey and whatever the fire guy was. Fuecoco. That's all I have to say on that, because this is a ramble, and that's all I wanted to say. Speaking of gaming, what's up, Sony? We all know what's going on. This is not new. By the time you hear this, this is not new. Getting rid of physical games. What? Yeah. Yeah. We all know that's not going to work. And if it does work, it's because people somehow have a disposable income like that. I think gaming is just going to cater to the upper class pretty soon here. Because, I mean, even Nintendo doesn't even bank on being affordable or family friendly anymore. They bank on millennials. They bank on millennials. I mean, if you like Ocarina of Time and you buy a Nintendo Switch 2 just to play that game, I think you're dumb. I think you should buy the remake on 3DS. I think it'd actually be better for you to buy an N64 and buy Ocarina of Time. I'm sure I'll eat those words. I'm sure that it's like hundreds of dollars just to get the original. Um, guess what? It's hundreds of dollars to get a Switch 2 now. Like 450 on its own, 400 on its own, 450. I don't know. It's not really affordable. The other two consoles are just gaming PCs at this point. Get a gaming PC, it's better. Which that creates another problem because we know that Valve is just going to rule the world in the next decade because all the smart console people are going to buy a PC. And like, I hear people online say, like, oh, the PC market's competitive. Like, oh, there's so many markets. Da 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 da. Like, not really. Kind of not really. Valve Land is going to be Monopoly Land in the next 10, 20 years. Probably 20. That's my thoughts. Hopefully I'm wrong. If I'm right, though, and we have nice CEOs, I mean, might actually be a win. Might be the one good monopoly. It's kind of like Walmart. It's like if Walmart does good at keeping the prices low, I mean, say less. I guess let Walmart win. I don't know. I don't know. My current gaming habits, kind of like what I said about the stupid Ocarina of Time stuff. I don't know. I've just been playing old games. I've been going back to my childhood, playing the Wii. Went to a retro game truck vendor back in my hometown. They do that every year with the 4th of July. And I picked up Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I love the set of the new games. I think all those were great. Um, yeah, call me sequel slop eater, but it was fun. They're all fun. The Wii one is probably the best because the helicopter power is fun, and it's the first home console Mario Bros. Game to most people that have grown up in the 2000s, and so it's just like yeah, helicopter plus that plus being on the Wii. It's just like yeah, you win, you win. Um, we know this already. We know this is not new ball knowledge. If you're 20 something, this is not new ball knowledge, but it's fun to express it. It's fun to express it. That's why we're here. Yeah, current gaming habits, playing old stuff. I'm even messing with a Game Boy Advance. Some of the Game Boy Advance games like don't hold my attention very well. I'm finding that like as I'm getting older, I need to do better about my attention span. And so if you're this far in the video, good job. You probably would beat me in terms of attention span. But I guess where was I going with this thought? I guess I want to get better at that because I think that there's so much to enjoy in gaming and also in TV that is just like you got to stick it out. You got to stick it out. I've been recently watching this show called Fate Stay Night. I had a friend recommend this to me. I thought that Fate Stay Strange was a cool anime on my Crunchyroll feed. Something that wasn't gross gooner, as the auto rec will always give you, even if you choose the cleanest, most normie, most sane shows of all time. They'll always give you gross stuff. So I saw Fate Stay Strange. I thought that was cool. One of my friends was like, "Oh, don't do it in the wrong order. Do it at Fate Stay Night first, because that's like the original in the timeline. There's apparently Fate Stay Zero, which is the first show that came out. But yeah, so I'm excited to watch that. I watched the first two episodes. It's about like people are masters, they're magical masters, and they spawn servants, and they're apparently like I don't know, historical figures, but not historical figures as in like Benjamin Franklin is fighting Hitler. It's like no, they're like fake, maybe mythological historical people. I don't know yet. I'm only 2 episodes in. There's a saber chick that looks like a knight. There's an archer guy who we haven't even seen his bow yet. He's just like dual wielding these two like swords right now. And then there's like a javelin dude, which is like the main villain so far, and he's tried to attack like people, and some people don't even know that they are these like masters, and they find out like abruptly, and it's like they get attacked and they somehow like burst out power that they've never had, and they spawn in their guy, and their guy just like fights for them. So I thought that was cool. My phone turned off. Give me a second. I have one last thing. I was reading through Lamentations, and I wanted to share this to the world. Lamentations 3, verses 22 and 23. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. We know that God is merciful. We know that through Christ and having grace, like what he did was the best thing ever, giving us salvation, giving us a way to be free of our sins, fulfilling the covenant. Forgiving us on the cross, dying, having the last the last few gallons of blood be able to pay for our sins. And so I was thinking about how even in the Old Testament, God is described as merciful, and how it's like we want to be more like Christ, right? We want to be able to also give mercy. And so I want to reread again because I want you to think about what I'm thinking about a little bit. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. When I read this, I'm thinking about every morning, every day, being able to give mercy, being able to give grace to people. I think about that in my friendships, in my relationship. Um, am I going to wake up being positive and loving to these people again? Or am I going to think about these things and be bitter? And so, obviously, there's situations in your life where if people are like way off the cuff, or people are consistently not being loving to you, you do forgive them and you do have to separate yourself. But in your friendships that maybe are just going south as of recent, what do you do? Remember that Christ gave you grace, and so do the same. And I don't know, I just liked what Lamentation said, having mercies that are new every single morning. Like, remember that tomorrow is not today, and yesterday is not today. You live in this current battle, this current struggle, this current day. How do you love well today? This goes into Matthew 6:33. Hold on. Matthew 6. Matthew 6. I want to say 33. Give me a second, please. Hold on. No. Yeah. Matthew 6:34. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. So, not only do you need to not worry about your troubles in life that are tomorrow, that God is having you today. And obviously you have to plan ahead in your life in a lot of ways, but not only are you like you're worrying about that stuff too much. Come here and be present about this day. Not only do we worry about our problems that are today. We should only be worrying about our problems of today and giving them to the Lord. But we should also be concerned about giving mercy to others and loving others today. And how do we do that? Um, Constantly giving them grace like we've received too. So I've been thinking on that, been trying to apply that to my life, which has been really good. Um, and that's just the basic gospel, but sometimes we need that reminder. But yeah, that's all I got today. I'm gonna yap about random things. I don't know how often I'm gonna do this. I just had a lot of things to talk about, and I felt like I'm young and I'm not gonna get younger, and I'd like to rant every now and then, and we'll see what happens. Probably nothing, but like it'll be chill. Put myself out there and find a place to just talk about these things in the void. And yeah, anyways, see you later, buddy. Hope you have a great day.